Measure H is a County of Los Angeles 0.25% sales tax measure to fund homeless services and prevention. Measure H was approved by Los Angeles County voters in March 2017 and will expire on September 30th, 2027. Originally estimated to raise $3.5 billion over 10 years, Measure H's annual revenues are now over $500 million annually. In June 2024, the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors approved the placement of Measure A on the November ballot. Measure A would rescind and replace the existing Measure H with a 0.5% sales and use tax. If approved by voters, Measure A is estimated to generate approximately $5.5 million annually from Glendora, indefinitely for the County of Los Angeles. The current sales tax rate in the city of Glendora is 10.25%. Legislation can be enacted to allow revision to the Revenue and Taxation Code, as was the case for Measure A. Assembly Bill 1679 was passed by the California Legislature on October 23, 2023, which allows the County of Los Angeles to exceed the existing local transactions and use tax limit of 2%. To ensure that the revenues generated in Glendora benefit the local community, the Glendora City Council voted unanimously on August 5, 2024, to place a locally controlled 0.25% sales tax measure on the November ballot for consideration by city's voters. This is Measure Z. Supporters of the measure include the Glendora City Council, current GUSD Board President and former Mayor Gary Clifford, former Mayor and current Citizen of the Year Dr. Cliff Hamlow, and Glendora Chamber CEO and President Joe Cena. There is no registered opposition to the measure. This local measure is intended to capture the 0.25% that will be available once the county's Measure H sales tax ends in September 2027, or when it is repealed and replaced by Measure A. It also ensures that no other agency can claim the 0.25% vacated by Measure H. It is important to remind everyone that the city's aim is to not increase the existing tax rate, but rather to capture locally generated taxes the community is already paying. Taking local control of this tax back from the County of Los Angeles will help protect and improve city initiatives and programs, including public safety, infrastructure maintenance, and community quality of life measures. Since Measure H was approved in 2017, the residents and visitors of Glendora have contributed approximately $20 million to the County of Los Angeles. To date, the city has received only $495,500 in total funding from Measure H, $140,000 of which Glendora had to share with other agencies. The city has spent over $10 million in staffing, services, and cleanup costs over the past 5 years in response to homelessness in Glendora, all funded by general fund dollars, not Measure H. Under the proposed measures, the city's new sales tax would be 10.75% if both Measure Z and Measure A pass in November. This new sales tax would go into effect in April 2025. It would be 10.5% if only LA County's Measure A passed, leaving open the opportunity for another agency to claim the additional 0.25%. If both measures fail, the city's sales tax would remain at 10.25%. If Measure A fails, but Measure Z passes, the sales tax would also remain at 10.25%. Again, the city is not proposing to raise the current tax rate, but capture the portion of sales tax currently generated by Measure H so the city can directly benefit from the revenue already being generated by the community. If Measure Z passes and Measure H is repealed, the city would generate approximately $3 million per year. The Glendora City Council would determine how best to allocate these funds. An example of what the funds could be spent on include additional police officers, increased road maintenance, and homelessness services. For more information about Measure Z, please visit the city's website, cityofglendora.org/Measure Z.